So today we're going to be installing a Borla S-type axle back exhaust for a 99 to 05 Mazda mx5 or Miata NB, or this is an nb2, it's an 01. This right here is the stock pipe. It's not actually off of this car, it's off of a previous one that I've owned. Same thing though, brought it out to give a good comparison of the two looks and weight. And this is, it's not really heavy, but it is a lot heavier than the Borla axle back. So first thing I always want to do when I'm dealing with rusty nuts and bolts and whatever is spray some penetrating oil on them, and this one I find happens to be the best one. So for some reason the $580 axle back exhaust that Borla makes for the mx5 NB only comes with a couple of stickers and a hat, which is crazy, but it is what it is. So I did pick up a new flange gasket because I don't want to reuse the original, even though this car only has 40,000 miles. And I also picked up some hardware just in case. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. It is M10 1.5 by 40 class 10.9, some nuts and some lock washers. So here is the car. I just picked it up recently and I bought it off an older guy. It does have 40,000 miles, new top, and the only issue is the sun faded paint on the mirrors, which I'm going to take care of. All original, all stock. So to try and have less of a fight with these exhaust nuts, get out of here, dog. I sprayed those last night and hopefully that makes it easier for them to come off. Stop. Before I get going on it, I do want to spray them again. And those are the two nuts right there. 1, 2. Now even though this pipe looks a little crusty, under here looks pretty good. It is all stock. Obviously we're going to do some coilovers and all high-end stuff. She likes it. Before you start to install the exhaust, it's always a good idea to put on some mechanics gloves or rubber gloves, even though I already handled that with my bare hands. I'll wipe it down. You want to wipe it down if you do that before the first startup after the install, because any oils and fingerprints will be etched into the exhaust once it heats up. So throw on some gloves. And this is what Borla recommends you will need to do the install, which is probably the same on any axle back exhaust. Me personally, I'm going to try to do it without putting it on jack stands or ramps. I don't have a lift, or I would do that, but it is on stock suspension. So I'm just going to lay this mat out, and it's got pretty good amount of room for me to work under there. So it's actually not a 15 like the instruction says. It's a 16 millimeter. And once you loosen these two and pop the hangers out from the rubber mounts, the exhaust should come right out. Well, unless you have the car on jack stands with the wheel off, you could use the breaker bar that way, but what I did was put it on here and just go up, and it cracked them pretty easy with that penetrating oil. And that's that. So with that oil that I showed earlier in the video, I literally popped this one off with my fingers. I pushed it and pushed this way at the same time, kind of wiggled the pipe, and it came right off. So now we have to get that one there, and then the one on that side. So I used some steel wool, cleaned off the flange, and put the new gasket on with the felt side facing in, as my father told me to do. In case it's wrong, he's the one. It's installed. Gave it a quick wipe down. Now we're gonna start it up. Now what would an exhaust video be without a sound comparison? So this is cold start, stock exhaust. Thanks for watching.